Howdy everyone, welcome back to Regen Rovers. Today it's episode 132 in the series and it's the start of our 15th season. So of course the last episode was all about David Okoro. We played Swindon Town in his testimonial match, a well-deserved testimonial. Thank you to everyone that watched that episode. I also introduced some of the new signings, but some of you a little bit unhappy about the signings I have made or the lack of signings. However, I have made 3 more transfers since you last saw me, and we continued our incredible pre-season results as well. Look at this: 6-0, 6-0, 3-0, 6-2, 6-0, 2-1, 2-1, and the last 2 matches of pre-season which you haven't seen yet. 5-0 win against Farnborough, one of our only affiliate team, and a 4-0 win against Anderlecht. That's a really good win, I think. And Sakovic, who's back at the club, managed to score. He was our record transfer, but that has changed. Now, quite a few people were saying you've got a load of money to spend, but you haven't really spent it. I've still got quite a lot of money left, even now the transfer window has closed. We've still got 250k a week to spend on wages spare. We've got almost £25 million to spend, which is a lot of money for a club like Regen Rovers. Maybe not a lot of money in Premier League terms these days, but that is a quality player, £25 million of course. But the reason why I haven't spent it all, firstly, I'm managing expectations. I'm kind of managing the fact that we've got a new stadium that's going to be built at some point. Still a couple years away, but that's going to be a lot of money. I want us to have that cushion, I suppose, especially as we're playing in a fairly small stadium. We're reliant on that profit that we make, and we made a lot of profit last year. I want that to keep going. I want to just build up a load of money. But secondly, players don't really want to come to me still, because we are predicted to finish bottom of the table. If I just show you the Premier League table, well, where we're predicted to finish anyway. We are predicted to finish bottom, of course. Now, I think realistically we should be finishing similar position to last year, 15th, 16th, maybe 14th. We hopefully can push higher than we did last year. But with the team we have, we are expected to go down, which is why maybe I should be signing better players. But I don't want to destroy the wage structure we have at the club. I love the fact that we're paying smaller wages. If we pay loads of wages, we won't make a profit and suddenly we'll be in debt. So that's why I've been a bit reluctant. However, I have brought in a few players since you last saw me. I'll quickly go through who we've signed already for those of you that didn't watch the last episode. Luke Clark for £1.8 million from Stoke. He's going to be our first choice right winger. He is better than Cochrane and Boyd. Dave Barnes on loan is going to be our best central midfielder. Unfortunately, he can't play the first game of the season today because it's against Arsenal. He can't play against his parent club, so you won't get to see him against Arsenal. Mark Gale on a free. I think he's decent. He's got some potential. He's still only 23. We've brought in players that are worth quite a bit as well, so if we do sell them on, hopefully we can make a bit of profit. So I like the look of Mark Gale. I'm just flip-flopping between overview and history there, sorry. Macaulay Simpson's our backup goalkeeper. He's hopefully not going to have to play too much. He's young though, so he does have a bit of potential. But Adrian Smith will be our first choice once again this season. He is a quality goalkeeper. Vedran Sakovic was our record signing until recently. He will be our first choice left winger, I think. Him and Nunez are battling out for that position. He's more of a natural on the left midfield than Nunez, but Nunez is slightly better going forwards, dribbling wise, etc. But we love Sakovic. It's great to have a little bit of a club icon return to the club. He had 2 good seasons on loan with us, especially the second season average rating wise, but both seasons, goals, assists, excellent stuff in the championship, helping us get promoted. Of course, he moved to San Jose, has played 2 seasons for them. Done okay, nothing spectacular, but I love the fact that he has returned. And since then, we've signed 3 more players. I did allude to the fact that I was looking to get Eden Charlery in, a St. Lucian international. He's just turned 30 years old, so he's got experience. Turned 30 yesterday, actually. Lots of experience in the defensive midfield role. He's a journeyman. He's played for numerous clubs. But yeah, he's going to be that defensive midfielder when we play away from home. Like today, I'm aiming to just solidify things a bit. We're desperate for our first ever away win in the Premier League, aren't we? And 2 centre-backs. A couple of people said I should sign better centre-backs because Matteo probably isn't quite Premier League standard. He's probably backup level. He's worth quite a lot of money and he's still young, but not quite good enough yet, I don't think, for this level. And same with Mark Gale, our new signing. Not quite good enough. I am aiming to loan out Ribeiro, our Portuguese centre-back, just get him off the wage bill because he's just not good enough. Philip Thomas is a youngster coming through. Got quite a bit of potential. Will play in the Hampshire Senior Cup, possibly in the League Cup as well, but he's only 17, so we can't rely on him either. And who else did we have? I think that was it. So I thought, yeah, we'd probably better bring in 2 more centre-backs and just try and improve that position because it's so important in the Premier League. So we brought in Will Loader for £3.1 million from West Brom, who he only played twice in the Premier League last year. Played well when he did. He actually scored. But I don't know if he's unhappy. He's probably unhappy because he didn't play for them. So we have brought him in. Unfortunately, the day we signed him, he's gone and got injured, picking up some weights. Got a hernia. So he's out for 4 weeks, which is a bit of a blow. So he won't be playing today. But the other one is our record signing from Watford, Kefren Rios, a Mexican international, 19 caps for his country at the age of 26. Both those players, Loader and Rios, are in their prime. They're both probably lower Premier League quality, but it's the sort of player we want at Regen Rovers, I suppose. He's moved around twice already since coming to England, played for Club America in Mexico for many years before moving to Everton for £5.5 million a couple seasons ago. Didn't really break into their first team, as you can see. So he was signed for Watford for a little bit of a loss. And he played okay last year, played half the Premier League games. It is a lot of money. It's a bit of a risk for a player that's only really played, well, he's only played 27 Premier League games in 2 seasons. But I like the look of him. We need to give him a chance. He's either footed as well, which is quite nice. And some of his attributes are great. Heading, 16, 14 on tackling, positioning, 15, good decisions, okay concentration. Jumping reach is good, strength. I like the look of this chap. He's good enough to be kept for Mexico, so he's a good player. So that's the team. This is the squad heading into our 15th season. Hope you're looking forward to it. I am. We'll just quickly look at the team report to see our strength. Sean Lawler is our best striker, I've got to say. I did say in the last episode, but I have loaned Sean Lawler again from Liverpool. He's a wonder kid, and I think he's improved over the last year. So, and he had a good pre-season. Yeah, I really like the look of this guy. He's pacey, he can finish, he can dribble, decent first touch and technique, etc. And he'll be our main man up front, probably alongside Mark Ball. Although his star rating is below Stewart and Kavcic, Mark Ball is better. His hidden attributes must be sensational because last year, top goal scorer again. You know, technically he's our 4th best striker according to my assistant, but he's our best one really because he's our top goal scorer. He got the joint highest number of assists this last year, a good average rating, considering it's his first year in the Premier League, considering he started in Wales, in West End, and played in the Southern Premier South Division where we started. Only 10 years ago he was playing at that level. Only 7 years ago he was playing in the National League South before we signed him for that 2025-26 season. It is a Jamie Vardy-esque journey, maybe even more impressive than Jamie Vardy. I don't know. Hasn't scored as many goals as Jamie Vardy, of course, but 29 years old. He's similar to Jamie Vardy in that sense, that he's got to the Premier League quite late on in his career. Stats, let's not look at that. Facts. So our youngest player, Serenity, he'll get involved every now and then in the first team, I'm sure, especially in cup competitions. Oldest player is Charlery. Our top earner is Nunez and Rios. 40k a week. Look at the top earner in the Premier League. £400,000 a week for this Liverpool guy. French international. That is absolutely insane. Lowest earner, Fawkes and Rig not earning anything. The average wage is £57,000 a week in the Premier League. Ours is £15,840. But we're saving so much money. We're improving the team, and we finished 15th last year despite having the lowest wage. But you don't just need to splash cash. That is obviously the case. Just turn my face off and we'll have a look at this. I think things have improved actually this year because we were really low for pretty much everything previously. Goalkeeper wise, Adrian Smith is good. We've got a decent backup in Macaulay Simpson. Lowest throwing in the league, but aerial reach, 5th best in the Premier League, not bad. Defensively, worst marking and positioning, but we've definitely improved this position because it was pretty much the lowest for everything last year. Midfield, good stamina, good teamwork. Maybe the midfield's a bit weak. Perhaps that's the position, the area of the team we need to improve next season. But striker-wise, we've got the 6th best finishing in the league. We've got the 3rd best acceleration. Not bad pace. Everything else is quite low, but we don't really rely on those things, I think. Physically, not the best. Mentally, not great either. Mentally, that might let us down, I suppose. But technically, okay. Well, the worst for 2 things. But I think overall, we have improved the team. I think if I hadn't signed these players, these 3 players, then it would have looked similar to last year. But bringing in these 3 players has made a difference. Delfonso's gone out on loan. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I couldn't sell him. I tried to sell him, but no one wanted him. And the best I could manage was 40% of the wages being paid for by Cheltenham. So we just didn't need him, so he's gone. And the under-23 team is still looking fairly light, as you can see. David Okoro is still there, of course. Philip Thomas, youngster. Perry Miles is still here. Ray Regan Falk still here on their £0 a week. Gnezdilov still in the youth team, hoping that he can improve. He scored plenty of goals last year at this level. Perhaps I should loan him out. Problem is, only Russian teams wanted him when I offered him out on loan, and I just don't think it's going to improve him going back to Russia. He needs a championship club, so I might see if I can loan him out. Did think about loaning Kavcic out as well, but I think we need 4 strikers because we do play 2 up front with our regular tactic. But the away tactic is this, and this is the team we're going to play today against Arsenal. We're also going to take on Manchester United at home, and you're not going to see the Spurs game because I don't want to see us lose 3 games in a row at the start of the season. That would be awful. But we're likely to lose our first 3 games of the season. It's a very tough start, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So Smith in goal, Savic at right back because Rey Henriquez picked up a bad injury, still not back. He got injured, was it the last game of the season? And he's still recovering from his torn knee ligaments. He should be back in training soon. I think he'll be first choice. He did play better than Savic last year, but Savic is good. He's probably a better all-rounder, Savic. Being capped by Serbia, 1 cap for Serbia. We've got Rios playing our new signing alongside Gale, our new free transfer. Both of them making their competitive debut for Regen Rovers. Shriver last year, who finished 2nd in the Player of the Season award according to the game. Mark Ball was voted by you for, is it the 6th or 7th time in a row that he's won Player of the Season award? It's crazy. It's just insane. Charlery playing defensive midfield. He'll just sit there, do the tackles. He's not particularly aggressive, which might let him down, but bravery and tackling is good, so that's a decent combination. Be nice if he had a little bit more aggression in there. But he'll sit there and hopefully mop things up. Clark, our new transfer on the right hand side, Luke Clark. So lots of debuts today. Flanagan and Ramirez playing in central midfield though, because of course we can't play Dave Barnes against Arsenal, but you'll see him against Man United hopefully, unless he gets injured. Tusakovic is going to make his 2nd competitive debut for the club. His first start for the club as a Regen Rovers player though, because he was of course only on loan before. And then Sean Lawler up front. Mark Ball's on the bench. Our captain is on the bench because we're only playing 1 up front. I think we need to play the best striker, which is Sean Lawler. I think he'll be better up front as a lone striker. Should we get on with this then? I did improve the coaching team as well. I brought in more coaches. I was able to bring in more because my board have let me. My new board, of course, we were bought out at the end of last season, which is exciting. Hopefully exciting. I don't think they're any richer than the previous lads, but oh, what a player. How do we stop him? Got a real life... Oh, Marilla, yeah, he's a real life player. A bit of a wonder kid in real life, I think. Savanovic, Serbian international. Oh my, that is impressive. We can't stop this Arsenal team. Sorry, but we can't. You're going to see 2 thrashings today against Arsenal and Man United. Even with me trying to be a bit more defensive away from home, I just can't see it. But let's keep the faith. By the way, Rios hasn't played any pre-season football because he came in literally on a deadline day, as did Will Loader, but he's of course got injured for a month, which is a bit of a blow. So yeah, Mark Gale and Rios, a new centre-back partnership. I was thinking of putting Massio in there, but I've signed new players to try and improve the team, so we've got to give them a go. We've got the cautious mentality on. Let's see what we can do. I've tweaked this tactic a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be good. I'm desperate to win away from home. We have to win away from home this season. I don't think we can just rely on the home record for a 2nd season in a row. We need to pick up some more points. That's, oh no, a penalty already. 3 minutes into our season, and we've given a penalty away for something pretty innocuous looking. Come on, Smith. Keep it out. Savanovic steps up, but he tucks it right in the corner. Perfect penalty. And the game plan's out the window. Although I'm not going completely defensive, we've got it in cautious, so hopefully we can continue to hit them on the break. They will surely continue to push forward and hope for more goals. I'd imagine so anyway, so let's see if we can get back into this. We did play one away game in pre-season against Celtic using this tactic. They dominated, but we won 2-1, so it did actually work. So I'm hoping for more of the same this year. I don't think it's going to work against the big teams, but it might work against the smaller teams. Because, of course, last year we only got 4 draws away from home against weak teams. 2-0. This isn't much fun for an opening day, is it? This is like me watching West Ham against Man City in real life, losing 5-0. It's just a bit depressing, really. In some ways, maybe I should just play the home tactic and go for it and hope it performs miracles. But last year, first half of the season, we used the home tactic. It didn't work, which is why I switched to something else. But that didn't work either. So I don't know. I'm a bit clueless when it comes to trying to defend, if I'm honest. And here come Arsenal looking for a third already. It's fired over the bar. It was actually saved by Smith. Really good save. Swerving, wasn't it? We're at home against Man United. We have a chance, don't we, at home, even against the big teams, because we had a very good home record. Here's De Bruyne, not the Kevin. It's a different one. Oh, not another penalty. Seriously? Well, having Challery as the defensive midfielder, it doesn't seem to be working. It's not helped by the fact we're conceding penalties, though. I don't know. I'm tempted to just go with the home tactic. This clearly isn't working. We're going to throw Mark Ball on and play him and Lawler up front together. I'll play Mark Ball deeper, though. We might as well, because this obviously just isn't working. It's just embarrassing. It's expected, but it's embarrassing. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, we've won a corner to Sakovic. Crosses in. Rios. No, it's come through to Kevin Ramirez. We've got a goal back. Switch into the home tactic. I know it's a corner, but we obviously did enough to win a corner in the first place. We got up the pitch, and Tusakovic has created a goal on his second debut for the club. It's a lovely finish from Ramirez as well. Good old Kevin. Probably will lose his... Well, he's lost his place to Dave Barnes, but he scored today. It's 4 though. They've scored from a free kick. To be fair, they've scored 2 penalties and from a set piece. They've only created 2 clear-cut chances. Here come Arsenal again. We might be ripped apart now. We'll get slightly more open with 2 up front. Brought Challery off. His debut didn't last very long. Here's Kavita. Savanovic. Oh, it's 5. We've won another corner though. Maybe we'll just score a few corners in this game and somehow get back into it. It's all the way over. Oh, it was headed on by Lawler, but it was saved by their keeper. Oh no, what was that? What was... The defending. 6-1. What is this final score going to be? This is the worst Regen Rovers defeat ever, I think. Look at that. It's just pump. What is Mark? What are you doing, Gale? Seriously? I'm taking you off for that. That was dreadful. On comes Matteo. It's a highlight straight away. I don't know if that's because I've made a sub. We've made 2 subs and it's 36 minutes in. So I think it's the first time I've done that in this series. Mark Ball just curls one wide. I suppose I should shout some encouragement. Throw it. Shriver to take it. Into Flanagan. Oh, he's just lost the ball. That was all. Oh, where is... What is this defence? Like, the centre-backs are just all over the place, aren't they? Here's Yevseev. Into Stockner. We looked at the Arsenal players, though, and it's no surprise that they are completely murdering us. Second season syndrome? Maybe. Well, I have ripped into them. Assertively, not aggressively. Try and keep it at this scoreline at the very least. Told the players just to pump it long for our strikers, see if that makes a difference. Everything's gone in though for Arsenal. That's the thing. It's one of those games where literally everything just goes in. Seven goals from 9 shots on target. So not quite everything, but pretty much everything. Smith's made 1 save, I think. He's not even to blame. What was the score when we changed the tactic? Can't even remember. That's not long for looking for Mark Ball. Can't find him. But I could just put everyone behind the ball and try and grind out 0-0 draws away from home. But, you know, we conceded a penalty after 3 minutes. Game plan out the window straight away. Suddenly it's just, you know, what am I meant to do? I don't know. Good save from Smith. I wasn't even bothering commentating. I was just expecting a goal. Shriver's had a dreadful game at left back. But then everyone has, haven't they? Sean Lawler's not playing well up front. Well, I'm going to bring Coos on for Shriver, I suppose. It's one of those games. It always happens. You score tons of goals in the first half, or the opposition have done in this case. Then the second half, nothing. Nothing happens. There might be another here. But it is weird how that happens quite a lot. It's very, very regular. Maybe they've just felt sorry for us. Here's Sean Lawler running at the defence. It's out wide just to Sakovic. Sakovic. Can he cross early and get it into the box? Ramirez. We're trying to keep hold of the possession here. Matteo. Maybe since Matteo coming on we've been a bit better. Flanagan. Little bit of hope. Obliterate. Oh, Flanagan steps in. Well done, Flanagan. And he's still got the ball. He's done well. Into Clark. Clark to Ramirez. To Lawler. To Mark Ball. Mark Ball. Lawler. Have a shot! Oh, just wide. Well, miraculously, we've kept it up at 7-1 in the second half. I'm tempted to just go with the home tactic. It does mean that signing Charlery is kind of... I can't judge it on one game, can I? I've got to give it a go against a weaker team as well. Far from pleased. I have to be far from pleased, really. I mean, it's a better second half, but still awful. That is our joint biggest defeat. We lost 7-1 against Fulham. Can't see it. Back in 2029. So I'm glad we didn't lose that record by conceding an 8th against Arsenal. But there we go. I'm just interested actually to see if the Legends list has changed. We're still a 3-star national reputation team, by the way. Mark Ball and myself still club legends. Marcus Higgins and Assini icons. Since giving David Okore's testimonial, he has finally been added to favoured personnel. He wasn't on that for all those years. He deserves to be a club legend, really. But I'm so pleased that finally he's been added to the favoured personnel. The reason why he wasn't added before, I think, was because he just didn't feature in the Play of the Season awards. Mainly because he's a goalkeeper and average ratings, it's really hard for them to get onto that. But he's finally a favoured personnel alongside River Goo, who, by the way, has retired. I think I showed that, didn't I? Yeah, he has retired. Yeah, I showed it in the season review, so some of you won't have seen that. But yeah, he left the club. He wanted 30k a week. We could have re-signed him for 4k a week, but didn't, and he's retired. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. But yeah, he's still on the favoured personnel list, along with Assini's on the icons list, and Marcus Higgins retired years ago. He's still on the icons list as well. But I'm so pleased for Okoro. It's well deserved. It's time for Ask the Manager then. I'll try and do one of these every episode. I'll do my best anyway. First question is from Leon Mitchell, which I think I've already answered basically because I do this anyway, but this was asked a couple of weeks ago. He's asked, will you ever try a different shape for away games like a 4-1-4-1? That's what I'm using. That's what I used today. It's not working. Well, it didn't work against Arsenal. I think I need to persist with it for a couple of games against weaker teams. And then if that doesn't work, I need to try and find something else. Or I might revert to just using the home tactic in both home and away games. And if that doesn't work, revert to something else completely. I need to find something that works, don't I? Desperately. Second question is from HRBFC Josh, who is a member of the channel, which is why he has a little badge next to his name. Thank you for your support. That's much appreciated. If you do want to become a member, I think if you just go to my channel, there's a button somewhere to click support, or I'm not entirely sure, but it's very much appreciated. He has asked, when will Paul's big day out return? That needs to return, doesn't it? I should have done one against Liverpool at the end of last season, really. Oh, when was Liverpool? Yeah, a couple episodes ago when we played Liverpool, because that was... I've been to Liverpool and I like Liverpool. But yeah, it will return. I just haven't done it for a few seasons. I've gone through phases, just like Fan Corner has vanished as well, but I'm doing this instead, really. So yeah, we'll do a Paul's Big Day Out again feature at some point. Next up is Stephen Vary, who asks, when it comes to the best players at your club, are you an every player has their price guy, or they're not for sale at any price guy? Okay. Interesting question. In real life, I think every player has a price because money talks and players want to leave, and I think that's the critical thing. When it comes to Football Manager, it's similar, because if a player wants to leave, you kind of have to let them go. There's so much player power, even on Football Manager. With Mark Ball, for example, if someone came... I mean, no one's going to bid more than 10 million to 15 million for Mark Ball. I don't think there's any point selling him for that. Because he's just such a legend. Like, why would I sell him? He's just the biggest legend, and I just couldn't do it. Whereas if, say, it was David Okoro and someone bid 10 million for him, he's had his time, he's been a legend, he doesn't play anymore. Why would a club bid 10 million? But let's say they did. Then you kind of think, well, yeah, I probably should just sell him for this. But with Mark Ball still playing for us, still being a top performer, and he really is just the biggest legend ever, I wouldn't sell him. So I'm kind of a mix between the two. Sometimes you have to be pragmatic, and other times when you have a real connection with a player, especially on a YouTube series where you guys have a connection with the player. Like if I sold Mark Ball, there would be riots. Riots in the streets. There would. In Winchester. Last question today then. Neon Wired has asked, have you been offered any high profile national team jobs? So I did show this in the last episode, but for those of you that didn't watch, I was offered the England job, and I think it was Italy and Spain, but I've rejected them. I've explained already in that episode, but the first series I took the England job, played for a couple seasons, but that killed the series off. I just couldn't motivate myself to manage Regen Rovers in England for that much longer. I could have just resigned as England manager, I know, but I just couldn't play forward. So I don't want to make that mistake again. So I'm not becoming an international manager at all in this series. Other teams, I've been offered loads of jobs. I've been offered Leicester, Brighton, Newcastle, loads of teams over the years. I just don't bother showing them to you because, of course, I'm going to be manager of Regen Rovers until the bitter end. But yes, that's it for today. If you do want to ask a question in a future episode, I'm still got quite a few to get through, but they are starting to run out. Use hashtag ATM in the comment section below. I can just search on my YouTube analytics for hashtag ATM and it will bring all those questions up. If you don't use that, then I won't necessarily see it. It's time for Man United then, at home in Luton Stadium, of course. We've still got 2 or 3 seasons before we'll be playing in a different stadium. I've calculated that I think I might be able to play 1 season in the new Regen Rovers stadium before this series ends. It just depends on timings, because of course FM20 will come out, I presume, at the end of October, the beta. So there's still 2.5 months till then. Hopefully, we'll see. Anyway, we've never beaten them. They've beaten us twice. We've drawn 3 times, although we have technically beaten them on penalties twice in the League Cup, haven't we? So that is an achievement and a half, I think. They did win that opening game of the season. Who did they beat? They beat Wolves 2-1. But at home, we're dangerous, aren't we? So I'll just pick the team and then we'll get on with the game. So I've gone for this. Smith, Savic, Rios, Gale and Shriver, the back 5 again. Now, I know Gale didn't play well, and nor did Rios really, against no one did. But I've got to try and develop that centre-back partnership, I think. If it doesn't work today, then Mattia will come in whilst we wait for Will Loader to return from injury. Clark and Sakovic still on the wings. Dave Barnes will make his debut for the club today. Ramirez is going to keep his place but move to the box-to-box midfield role. Flanagan's dropped to the bench. And Mark Ball and Lawler up front. That's my preferred strike partnership this season. Of course, we've got Stewart, and Stewart's on the bench today. We've also got Kavcic to pick from, Gnezdilov, Morgan Fawkes. This Man United team are actually playing a more defensive formation than us. 4-4-1-1, and they've got some insane players. Look at this. They're all obviously internationals, world-class players. Interestingly, I noticed they have a Canadian, Goltar, yeah. And I had a look at Canada because I saw this chap. They're 10th in the world rankings. They've produced a golden generation of players. They've got one player playing for Man United. They've got a goalkeeper playing for Man City. They've got someone playing for Sevilla. And also someone playing for Monaco. They've really produced... He's a real-life player. 164 caps for Canada. But yeah, they've produced some really quality players, trying to match the women's Canadian team, which has always been pretty good, hasn't it? So we gotta pray that we can do something today. We've played very well at Luton Stadium though, haven't we, over the last year? Hopefully we can keep that going. Heading into this episode, I knew we'd probably lose against Arsenal and lose against Man United and probably lose the next game against Spurs. But it's kind of good to get them out the way. Hopefully we can push on from there. We'll try and find an away tactic that works, whether that be this home tactic or something a bit more specialised. Rios did well there, didn't he? But we'll see. I just got to tinker a bit away from home. I've got nothing to lose away from home, apart from every game. But in terms of, I know nothing is working away from home, so I could just start with a blank canvas and just see what happens, see if something works. Oh dear, we're out of position here, aren't we? We've got defenders back, but great tackle, Rios, repaying his 7.75 million transfer fee already. He didn't against Arsenal. Clark gives that away, that's poor, but Savic steps into Dave Barnes, knocks it over the top, looking for Mark Ball, who can't quite win that. But we're putting a bit of pressure on Man United here, although Dave Barnes is out of position here, and Mputu has a free run at the defence. Barnes does well. No one seems to want the ball. It's through to Lawler. Sean Lawler's through. Lawler! Good save by the keeper. First clear-cut chance of our season and of the match. That's unfortunate, but he was guilty of missing clear-cut chances last season. I was hoping he'd improve this year. He certainly has improved as a player, but he's still young. He's only 20, but he is described as a wonder kid. That's the reason why I got him back on loan, basically. I was thinking of just trying to find a really top-quality striker, but I've given Lawler another chance this year. Here come Man United. We've survived 33 minutes, but can we survive much longer? Here's Mputu to Kalacho, the danger man up front. He's really good, and he scores. Destroyed our two centre-backs, Gale and Rios. But it's an okay first half at the moment. Maybe I've spoken too soon. Tasakovic heads that away. Barnes heads it on, but he can't find anyone. And maybe I should be dropping one of our strikers back. We'll drop Sean Lawler back a bit. Play him as a complete forward, actually. He can do that role. It's probably what I should be doing against the weaker teams, but I was hoping just to hit them on the counter and smash it long for those two players. But we probably need a bit more of a link between the midfield and the attack. Here is Sean Lawler, though. What sort of pass was that? Well, he found Savic, but it was an interesting ball. Here's Ramirez to Clark. Clark running at the back line. Feeds it through to Mark Ball, to Sean Lawler, and this time he does score. Maybe I should leave him as an advanced forward, actually, because that actually worked. I think I'll drop him back a bit. We've equalised against Man United. Traditionally, we've been alright against them, especially in the cup competitions, of course. Mark Ball gets his first assist of the season as well, and Sean Lawler with his first goal of the season. The difference this year is I'm going to put my faith in him. I'm going to say, you're my main striker, Sean. Do it for me, because last year it was really Stewart, wasn't it? But he dropped off second half of the season, so I feel like Lawler's the better option, and Stewart's just a difference maker. He can come on, be physical, head everything, and play as a target man, etc. And Mark Ball is the more mobile player up there. I'm happy. We've got to be happy with that. We've equalised against them. I've talked a lot today. Sorry. Hope you've enjoyed my ramblings. But I'm excited for this 15th season. Wasn't the most ideal start, but after that goal, I'm feeling a bit more positive. We're back to our old ways at home. It's got to the 60-minute mark as well. Excellent. I am going to bring on Stuart Cochrane for Clark. He's a little bit tired. He did get injured in pre-season, so he's still kind of recovering from that a bit, I think. And I will bring Flanagan on for Ramirez as well. Flanagan's more of a natural in that role, to be honest, but I thought Ramirez scored in the first game. He deserved to start today. Here's a corner opportunity. Tasakovic crosses it in. It's over everyone. Not the greatest corner from Tasakovic, and it's given the opportunity to Man United to counter here. We need to get back. Most teams are just dangerous on the counter, and it's off the post. We're really fortunate there. Really fortunate. Oh no, a highlight. I was hoping to make a couple tweaks then, but here come Man United again. Where's the defence? De Jong's through. It's 2-1. That was too easy. Where was the defence? But here come Man United again. Free kick opportunities. This is how we conceded in the first game. This one's disallowed though for offside, so we played the offside trap nicely this time. We've got one more change to make. I'm going to bring on Nunez for Tasakovic and push him up. And we'll focus down the left. Be a bit more direct with our play though. Get stuck in a bit. We will have to go attacking in the last 10 minutes if we haven't managed to get back into this game. I'm ready and poised. There we go. Attacking it is. I feel like we deserve something. I was expecting a defeat, of course, but I do feel like we deserve something. I will go to advance forward and we will knock it long. Distribute over the defence. Yeah, we'll just do that. Okay. Miracle required. Very attacking. Oh no, I've gone very defensive, but we've won a corner. It's crossed in. Rios! Rios! Oh, that was a chance. That was a chance for Rios. Third clear-cut chance of the game. Strangely, it was when I went very defensive. Oh, it's just off the line. So close to an equaliser against Man United. We've won another corner. Nunez is... I could have sworn it said Tisakovic taking that first corner, but we brought Nunez on ages ago. Am I seeing things? That was weird. Anyway, it looks like it's going to finish 2-1 to Man United, but we can be certainly more proud of the team in this performance. They had 21 shots, yes, but we actually created more clear-cut chances than them. We were much more solid defensively, but the second goal was disappointing. We just fell apart. I don't know where the defence went, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, there's some positives here. I think we will pick up enough points away from home again this year, because against weaker opposition, we will win. We would have won this game. It's only because we're playing against world-class talent that we lost this, I think. So yeah, positives there, and we've kept the morale up there by saying that. Man United, Spurs away from home next, so that will probably be a third defeat out of 3 matches. But after that, we've got Brighton, who unfortunately are top of the table. They've had a really good start to the season. They are a good team. They've got some quality players, but at home against Brighton and Norwich, we've got to pick up points there. And then suddenly Chelsea away from home. So our first 3 away games of the season: Arsenal, Spurs, and Chelsea. Gets them out of the way, gets those losses out of the way, and we can move on from there. And then try out the away tactic against Leeds, for example. See if it works against their newly promoted team, and Newcastle and Bournemouth and those sorts of teams. We need to find something that works away from home against those teams. We'll lose against Arsenal and Man United and Spurs and Chelsea away from home regardless of what we do, I think. That's just the way it's going to be until we can bring in better quality. But against Leeds, against Newcastle, against Bournemouth, we need to find something where we can pick up the odd win and the odd draw and just push on from there. So yeah, I know today we conceded 9 goals and we only scored 2, but there are some positives there. There really are. But we'll end it there. Thank you for watching episode 132. Please don't berate me in the comments section. But until next time, enjoy FM19, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon.